had that glow. You know, the one you have when you meet the love of your life at a wedding in Hawaii, and he wants to make you his forever. The one you have when you know that nothing can go wrong at 36. Well, it only took 3 little words to dim my light. I felt like I was jumped in a game, given these colors, the color pink. I soon learned there was nothing pretty in pink. Managing the ebbs and flows after a breast cancer diagnosis was never ending. Our life together was just beginning, but we had no future in sight. I'm now standing here in my chemo glow, willing to share my moments, because I soon learned that the glow doesn't define me. I define the glow. Hi guys, welcome to Chemo Glow. I was so excited to get on that I cut off my whole countdown for you guys. I think we only got to 20 seconds? There, I am so excited about being here, guys. Remember, the glow doesn't define me, I define the glow. Thank you for joining us tonight for our live event. Please check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please share, follow, and subscribe. And also check out our podcast where available. We are everywhere on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Check out all our social handles. I cannot wait to come live again next week. And how we're doing this, guys, is people are emailing me at chemoglow@gmail.com. We have some amazing guests that will be coming on. Our special guest that's coming on next week, who is always listening and always faithful, my girl Eugenia. She's actually going to be coming on the 19th. So not Monday, but Tuesday. So check us out Tuesday for Always Faithful. And the following week, we will have Miss Haley, Healing Through Ink. Now, she will be joining us on our regular time on that Monday, the 25th, Healing Through Ink. I can't wait to see her and talk with her as well. Now, my guest tonight is saying it with her chest. Mimi Frazier White didn't allow cancer or its aftermath to affect her spirit one bit. Faced with all types of difficulties from the start, she maneuvered her way through each trial. She is fully intending on embracing her transformation. She is doing it without reconstruction surgery. Mimi embraces saying it with your chest. She has created a welcoming, fun, empowering, informative, lively, and most of all, supportive place for women to depend on to feel beautiful. Linkage Beauty Movement. It's going to be here forever. And guess what? She's brought a special guest with her, Miss Donna Marie. She'll be joining us a little bit later. But right now, I want to have you join me and my guest, Miss Mimi. Come on the screen. How you doing, sweetie?
Thank you for having
me.
Thank you for having me.
You see, I was so excited that I cut my countdown all the way down, right?
It's fine. It's fine. We were both super excited about tonight.
Oh my goodness. I have been wanting you to be on my live podcast, anything, since last year. I've been checking you out. And I met you through Thrivers, I believe, with Miss Jeanette Gregory.
Yes.
She has her group. It's a private group. And I reached out to you and I was just like, if you're willing, I would be so happy to hear your story.
Of course.
And there's a whole nother, what people don't understand, there's a whole nother group of folks in the breast cancer community. Everybody thinks it's this one, that one.
Yes.
I'm learning that there's a whole group of different people in our community. Unfortunately, we have a huge community. And I just want you to introduce yourself to my guests and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mimi Frazier. I am the founder of Linkage Beauty Movement. I myself was diagnosed with stage 3B breast cancer in 2015. It wasn't a good diagnosis to start. I didn't even, they told me that I possibly wouldn't even make it to 40 because of, all of the problems and all of the logistics behind my particular cancer. But by the grace of God, I went through chemotherapy, months of chemotherapy, radiation. I've had a double mastectomy. I've had a salpingo oophorectomy, and now I'm on hormone therapy for the rest of my life. It sounds so weird saying that, but if it's about me surviving and if it's about me still being here, then I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So at this juncture, I've started another chapter of my life, which is advocacy and spreading awareness and making a community for women to feel safe and beautiful and supported. And so that's my life's mission at this point now.
Well, tell me why you decided not to get reconstruction.
Honestly, it really wasn't an option for me. They had to go about my treatment really fast, and although it may have been an option, it just wasn't presented to me. It wasn't like I had the opportunity to say, hey, maybe after I get the surgery or during the surgery I can get reconstruction and things like that. It just was that I was traumatized with the diagnosis, and my doctors were basically like, no boobs, let's go, let's not do anything else, figure that out after the fact. And I had went through so much with the double mastectomy, I was not even thinking about getting reconstruction or anything that had to do with breast or anything like that after going through all of that. So that's why basically I had to stand firm after my double mastectomy and say, I wore the prosthetics for a little while.
Oh my
I
goodness.
went through that whole phase because I wasn't happy with my body and I wasn't ready for what was about to happen after the mastectomy. So I did go through a phase for quite some time with wearing those and being uncomfortable and feeling awkward. And so one day I was just like, I'm over it. I threw them away. I threw all the bras away. And it was my new life that I was starting.
I had to name mine. I mean, I named one of them Flash because I could find it. The other one was, Splash because it was the water one. Like people
Got
don't
it.
know that you have a soft one, you have one you can wear in the water, you have one that will heat up your whole chest because it's too freaking hot to
Exactly.
be wearing plastic on top of your chest and
Exactly.
across your scars. And even with the bras, you still walk around a little bit lopsided. So I
Yeah.
get it because I did do it for 4 years on my left side. And
Okay.
then I decided to have reconstruction once I decided to have kids.
Got it.
And
Okay.
tell me where you were at, like in your life at the time you were diagnosed.
Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, at the time that I was diagnosed, I had just started, not just, I was in a career for 2 years with the housing authority where I lived, and I was very happy. I had just moved to a new neighborhood and things were going pretty good, especially with my job. Things were going great. And so when I got diagnosed, it didn't even cross my mind that I would lose my job. It was more or less like, they're so supportive. This is my family. I'm going to tell them things are going to go great. But that was not at all what happened. I told them about my cancer, and then a week later, I was fired over the telephone. They were just like, when your cancer goes away, reapply. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, it was just like a ton of bricks that hit me because I guess you could say I was naive, but I wasn't ready for all of the like rejection and all of the things that was going to happen after the fact. So at the time when I was diagnosed, I was in a very happy place. But after being diagnosed, it put me kind of in just like a whirlwind of all these different things that I had no clue and was not at all ready for.
Okay. And you mentioned that you had a oophorectomy.
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell our listeners what that is?
Sure. Oophorectomy is like a partial hysterectomy, basically. They take everything except for your uterus. And now at this point, they're trying to come after my uterus. So I'm just like, why didn't you guys just do it at the beginning? But that's a whole nother story. But oophorectomy is I got my ovaries and my fallopian tubes removed because the type of cancer I had was estrogen based. So
Okay.
I basically am not allowed to have any estrogen in my body, even though we have a little bit, but the medications that I'm on is to stop that. So yeah, that was the reason for the oophorectomy. So of course with that, I'm not able to have children and things like that. So it has brought up different things in my life, like foster care or adoption and things like
Mhm.
that. So there's a lot of things that I want to do still when it comes to that, because just because the option was taken away from me to have a baby myself naturally, it doesn't mean that there's not a child out there that needs a loving home and a parent and someone to love them. So that's how I'm looking at that.
Yeah, I also had a oophorectomy, and people think again when your eyebrows grow back in and your hair grows back, because sweetie, you gave us plenty of looks
Oh, thank you.
with all your hair, with your bald head, just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
But there's so much that's still going on with you behind the scenes from the medication. I was on Lupron
Yes. Me
at one
too.
point.
For quite some time.
Yeah, and that's not fun. And having that injection and all those things going on. Well, how was your family life at the time going
Um,
through?
I was always like a pretty independent person. I can't say that my family was always really like very extremely close.
Mhm,
And actually, after being diagnosed, like I experienced like learning how to deal with family not being so supportive, or family not knowing how to deal with my diagnosis as well. Because when you get diagnosed, you kind of just want everyone to crowd around you, especially the ones that you love the most. But we're not thinking at the time as well that our diagnosis is affecting them as well, and they don't know how to take that. So it took me some years to figure that out, because at first you're just like, I want my family, or I want the people around me. Why aren't people around me? But they're also scared. They're scared to lose you. They're scared of how you may be looking. I know a lot of my friends were kind of weirded out with my bald head and when I lost
mhm.
a lot of weight, then when I gained a lot of weight. So it's a lot. But at the end of the day, I say the people who are supposed to be in your life, they stick around. They don't go anywhere, and you'll always have them. So
Oh, yeah.
I try to only focus on that, because if I think about the people who I wanted to be around, or my support system that maybe wasn't so supportive, then I'll probably get to a dark place. But you have to focus on the positivity in life, and you have to focus on the people that are active and showing up in your life, because you need that when you're going through things like this.
Yeah, and mental health is a big thing. It plays a part. Even with your support system, when we talk about people who are no longer there, I call them snowflakes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good that they're no
Yeah.
longer there.
Yeah.
And you made a good point. Some people don't know how to go through cancer with you,
Right.
and that's okay.
And that's okay. But it's not okay at first, because you're like, wait a minute, I'm the one going through this. Like, how is it that you have the problem? But
Yep.
once in hindsight, after you go through it and your journey, you've already been on your journey, you kind of get to understand, how
Yeah.
others are affected by cancer and not just you.
Life still is going on. You still have the ebbs and flows, and you're sitting here and you're thinking that they're having kids, they are moving on with their lives, and
Yes.
here you are with your job, no longer having your job, going through treatment,
Yeah.
having to have people who you wouldn't think would step up, definitely step up and come
Oh my
to the
goodness.
aid.
Yes, absolutely. And so that's the beautiful part of it. It's like for those that have shown up, and for the people who I've never even seen in person, to feel like they're my family,
Mhm.
because they're so supportive. That is what's important. All the negativity and all the things that didn't happen and all the stuff that upset you before or didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, it all like kind of comes full circle, and you kind of have to accept it and move on from it.
And you have moved on by Linkage Beauty Movement. Tell me a little bit about this.
Oh my goodness. Linkage Beauty is like my baby. It
Mm,
was created in 2019, basically because I was at a place in my life where I didn't like love myself. I was very
mhm,
unhappy with my appearance. I was very unhappy with the things that was going on in my life. Like I had gotten married, but then I was going through a divorce as well. So it was just like a lot. And so one day I just couldn't imagine going on feeling the way that I was feeling. So I
mhm.
came up with just like, I'm going to start a movement. That's how it started. Like, I'm going to start a movement. I don't know what it's going to be about exactly, but I know I had key factors. And one of the biggest ones was I want to create a supportive movement that makes women feel beautiful. Because I don't want to feel like this anymore. And I don't want anybody to feel like how I'm feeling right now in this exact moment. So I got up and I got my journal and I just started jotting down like ideas and what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And then one day I just started on Instagram. It was like created on Instagram. I just started reaching out to women and saying, hey, would you like to join us at Linkage Beauty? I would love to showcase you. I would love to talk about you and just like give you your flowers because you're still here. You are a survivor. You're a fighter at whatever stage that you have going on. No matter if you are metastatic, if you're not metastatic, you could be stage 1. We still love you. We still support you. And we still want you to know that you're not alone. And so that started from something so small. And to now, it be 2021 and it has turned into what it has. I'm so like blown away and blessed. And I thank God every day, just for the community of people that has surrounded me and has supported Linkage Beauty and wants to be a part of it. And like, you know, when you were saying your intro, you're like, people are emailing me, like people are like emailing and inboxing, like wanting to be a part of something that I didn't even think was going to be. And so you got to take a step back sometime and be like, you know, like I survived, you know, I survived and this is what's going on. Like I'm able to give back the way I want to. And it's like, I can't do anything else but be thankful and grateful and spread as much love as I can, you know?
Yeah, because your website is so amazing. Oh
Thank
my
you.
guest for next week, I love her. Mimi, you have taken this negative and turned it into a positive. I love it. Now, Miss Virginia, you talking about awesome. She is awesome.
Thank
And
you.
she is that light. And I met her through a support group. Because again, it's difficult. I moved to a new city and I needed to meet people who look like me, and who knew what I was going through, because my other friends, again, they don't know how to go through it with you. And unfortunately, some of those friends now have been touched by cancer. And I don't want that to continue happening. I hope one day that we will wake up and this world will be cancer free. But
yes,
right
absolutely.
now, the movement has to go on.
Yes.
And guys, please make sure you check out her Instagram page. You are everywhere.
I try to be because how else are you going to get the word out and how else are you going to be able to support and touch women and people all over the world if you're not putting yourself out there? Because it's like I had to teach myself all these things, like how to create my website, how to edit it, how to post things on social media, how to create content. Like I just learn all these things as I go along. And then I have a blessing like you, meeting you. And then here you come showing me all these different things, you know, that I didn't even know that I was capable of. So like you said, it's important for us to stick together and, you know, support each other and, you know, guide each other through because that's what we need.
Yeah, we have been on the phone. Well, I contacted you 2 weeks. Has it been 2 weeks?
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
And I think we stay on the phone to about 2 in the morning.
Every day. And we contact each other throughout the day. We're sending text messages, we're emailing. So it's like this just happened so organically. It wasn't like we didn't put any effort in. All you did was reach out to me. And once I like because I be pretending like I'm Michelle Obama with my schedule sometimes. Like once I got my schedule all together, then once I finally reached out back, it was like so organic. Like we had already knew each other and we were talking about the same things. We had been through the same things. So this is what I found that's so beautiful about Linkage Beauty. Like when you make that link and when you make that connection and you realize that there are people in the world that are going through the exact same things that you're going through, that they're feeling the exact same way you're feeling, even down to the doctors telling them the same things and then having the same reaction to medications and things like that. All of these things make a difference. And, you know, to know that you have someone fighting out there with you and for you, all of that makes a difference.
And you have something going on right now that we have been partnering together with. Tell us a little bit about your series.
So, since a creation of Linkage Beauty, I try to do something every breast cancer awareness month. So, you know, months before or, you know, a long time before, we're trying to think, what can we do that's special? So last year I had people send in videos just talking about themselves and things like that. And so This year, I wanted to get a little bit more proactive and do things on my own. So I took
Mhm.
a step out there because I always kind of pinched the podcast and was like, oh, maybe I can try it. But then when I look at the amount of effort and work that comes behind it, on top of me being in school full time, me going to
Mhm.
doctor's appointments full time, me dealing with Linkage Beauty and working with my women and developing things and creating things, it just didn't seem like I could do it until I met you. And so I just was like wanting to go on live, like, hey, let's go on live for just a few minutes and talk. And, I don't want it to be like pressure or anything. I wanted it to
Not
be like a
scripted.
real life experience, like with what,
Yep.
like just give us a brief little into our lives, and then also give a way for us to see each other and communicate with each other without it being just, through our inboxes and things like that. So I started the lives, and like I said, because it was meant to happen, you came out of nowhere and you presented me with like a better way of doing it. And now I want to make it something bigger than what I initially
And
started out.
guys, let me tell you, she was trying to go live 30 days in a row. 30 days in a row.
Every day in October, I was trying to go live. Don't ask
She
me.
sent me her schedule and said, Regina, you want to partner up? And I said, sweetie, I don't even do 30 days.
She's like, you have a year's worth of work already,
She's got a year's worth of work, and I'm so excited about the guests that you had on so far. You
Yes.
had an author up there who is type A.
Yes, a guide to
Cancer.
cancer. Yes, on
Yes,
Instagram.
on
Lauren, her name is
Instagram.
Lauren. Yes.
Lauren, she'll be coming on my show on the 1st. I met her through you.
I love it. I love it.
And you
I love
said
it.
there is enough out there everywhere for us to talk about it, because there's so many things going on in this cancer world here. And one of the other things I want to talk on before we bring on our special guest is your products,
Oh,
because
sure.
mine is coming in the mail and I can't wait.
Yours is coming in the mail. So in April of this year, I was like, I want to start creating. I want to do something. Like I want to put something out there that's beneficial for us, not just
Mhm.
something like, hey, buy my t-shirts, buy my whatever. I wanted to provide something that was healthy for us and
Mhm.
something that would like provide wellness in our lives. So I
Mhm.
started to study essential oils and the benefits of them and what they could do for our bodies, because like we go through so much with all these medications and therapies and all that. So I wanted to create something that was like safe, first and
Mhm.
foremost, 100% natural, second, and two, like I said, beneficial for us on all levels. So I started out with the candles, the essential candles, and I came out with six. Oh, look at that. That's amazing. I came out with six different kinds, and I, just was experimenting. Like I said, I researched what they did, and I just remembered specific things that I went through when I was going through chemo, when I was going through radiation with my skin, things like that. My moods, how my moods went up and down. So for the candles, I wanted to focus on like creating a beautiful environment, like an environment that not only smells great, but not too much like a perfume, but just like
Mhm.
very, very light. And then to give like an aura and a vibe in your area, like so you can feel a certain way. So you can choose like the ones that you want to have so you can be the determining factor of your vibe in your house.
Yeah.
Then once that started doing, like I put out candles thinking that, hey, I'm just going to make a couple of candles, and it just like blew up. And everyone's like, I want a candle. I want a collection. I want this. And I'm like, oh my God, like I didn't know that it was going to be like that. So I put so much effort. I'm up to like 5 o'clock in the morning making candles, labeling, doing those things. But I wanted to do more. So I started with the body oils. So
Mm.
I started up Linkage Skin Essentials. And these are six body oils that you use for your wellness. You can use them at any point of the day. You can carry them around. I have sample bottles. I have regular bottles. I've been sending them out for people to test, things like that. So I just want to create products that are good for us.
Yeah.
Yes, I just want us to feel good. And I've started something new. I started to try and master a body butter that's made from some of the oils that I've already developed. So
What?
some of my best sellers, which are like cherry melon and peppermint eucalyptus, I'm going to make a body butter out of those. So I'm in the lab being a scientist, trying to figure this out right now. So just bear with me because I want my products to be perfect. I want my products to be right. and I want them to matter. I want them to mean something and to be of benefit, not just something just to have, you know?
Yeah, well, guys, tonight on Chemo Glow, we are actually going to do a raffle. If you can do, what's the hashtag that we're going to use?
Is it hashtag Linkage Beauty?
Yes, that is it. So if you put hashtag Linkage Beauty in our comment section right here, towards the end, we will do a raffle. You will see it coming up. We'll do a raffle and we're going to give it away. Yes.
Now,
Yes.
I'm sorry I had to come on now because that's not what you said ahead of time. So I got to set it up. So give me like 2 minutes.
2 minutes. You got it. Got it. So we're going to do hashtag Linkage Beauty. And once we set it up, it's going to be good to go. And we're going to ship that out. This is going to be courtesy of both of us.
Yes.
Yes. So
absolutely.
We are partnering up, guys, and that's what we need to do in this movement. And I am so glad. And because of you, we have another guest that is about to come on because you met her through who? Tell us a little bit about Miss Donna Marie.
I met her through my little brother. His name is Mikey, and he's on Facebook and Instagram. Shout out to my little brother Mikey. He's in California. He's an artist and things like that. So one day he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I know someone." Him and another friend of mine reached out both and told me about Donna Marie. "Hey, we know someone. She's young. She's beautiful. She's dealing with cancer. We know what you do. We know what you're about. Please connect with her." Immediately, that's what I did. Like, I reached out to her and I just wanted to let her know that she's not alone. I'm here and we don't live far from each other, so we can kind of get together. She can contact me whenever she needs. And so I kind of started it out with sending her a care box in the mail, because that's what I do. Twice a month I send out care boxes and care packs in the mail to my superstars and my showcases and things like that. And I just wanted to open the lines of communication. And by doing that, I realized that she's just such an amazing person. She's a mother, she's just amazing. And I just want to shine a light on our young breast cancer, early diagnosed breast cancer survivors and fighters, because they're going through a lot as well. It's not just a certain age that gets diagnosed. We get diagnosed at all ages. And so I just wanted to bring her on. She's pretty quiet, a little bit and shy or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Like, I just want us all to spread love and show love. Like, I don't want her to be feeling like she's ever alone or anything like that. She's like my heart. I love her so much. And I just wanted to bring her on so we can learn a little bit more about her.
All right. Well, guys, you see it, hashtag Linkage Beauty. It is our giveaway. You have to stay until the end of our broadcast tonight, but you will not be disappointed. Matter of fact, Eugenia won last time when we were giving away a book for one of our authors. So you might get it again, but I don't know. Talania's in the running over here. So make sure you just put hashtag Linkage Beauty over here, and we cannot wait. Well, Donna, I hope you're ready to join us.
Donna Marie, where you at?
Marie, where you at? Let's see if we can bring you in here. I hope we didn't lose her. Here we go. You're on our black screen. Let's get you in.
I'm here. I don't know if you can see me.
Oh, hey. I hear a voice. I'm getting excited.
Is it because you put the do not disturb that it made it go black? I don't know why.
It shouldn't have.
No.
I got to see your beautiful face.
Let's see what we can do. Let's see
what you can do here. And guys, she just moved. Yes. Well, she's moved in. She's unpacking.
There we go.
There we are.
There we go. She is unpacking. She's got a lot going on, and she has given us a little bit of her time. Yes. And I appreciate you. Tell us a little
Thank you for having me. Okay, so I'm 33 now, but at the time when I got diagnosed, I was 32. I got diagnosed with stage 3, triple negative breast cancer, which is, aggressive. By the time I found it, it was the beginning of the pandemic. So that kind of messed things up. Like, I felt the lump. I knew I had a lump. I've been through the doctor saying you're too young. Got the ultrasound, the mammogram, the biopsy. It was confirmed. At the time of diagnosis, I was a FedEx driver. So that kind of halted because, with the pandemic, going to treatments, and I've done months of chemo. I've done radiation. I've had a double mastectomy. I've done the reconstruction. I've actually lost a breast from the reconstruction because of an infection. And currently I'm doing immunotherapy.
Okay, so, and I hear kids in the background. So
yes, I've tried my hardest to keep them quiet. I got
no, you
4
are fine.
kids.
Somebody might bust through this door at any minute. So you
yes,
are
I have 4
fine.
kids. I have a 14-year-old girl, 11-year-old girl, and my twins just turned 6 yesterday.
So you have twins too?
Yes, a boy and a girl.
Under 5.
They've just turned 6 yesterday. So
Oh my goodness. Congratulations. So
thank
all
you.
this mommy is going through.
Yes.
All right.
But
Tell
they are
me,
my motivators.
yes. So tell me what your support system look like.
I have my beautiful fiance. I have my 4 kids. Mimi knows I have my favorite dog. I tell everybody that's my baby. I have 3 dogs, but there's one that's just like my heart. I have it's 13 of us, so I have tons of siblings. Unfortunately, I lost my biggest support, my mom. She passed back in June. I have a lot of friends, tons of friends, and a lot of, as I call them, breasties that I've met through Facebook and Instagram from like everywhere. Recently, I did a PBS interview, so that wound up connecting me to people from everywhere, which kind of like still has me a little shocked. But
yeah. So you have moved into your place, and what's going on in your life now, going through treatment?
Now treatment's a lot easier, so I'm able to take myself and come home. Not all drowsy and nauseous. Only thing I got used to, my hair grew back. That chemo hair is like something beautiful. So I was flaunting it, and then just one day I took a comb to it and it's gone again. So I was like, oh, we've done the bald thing. We made it look good. I'm not used to not working, so I have a really bad problem with sitting still. So usually I drop the kids off at school and I find something to do. But other than that, I'm just at home. I'm enjoying the little mini vacation, I guess you would call it, because I do plan one day to get back into the swing of normalcy. But I've had some side effects from chemo, like I had the neuropathy really, really bad, to where it went up to my sciatic nerve and I could barely walk. And that just resolved maybe a month now.
Okay.
So we're dealing with that. I've gone through the weight fluctuations of, the steroids, gaining your weight, losing the weight, the skin breaking out, all of that. But I still look at it as positivity. I always ask myself, who's better to go through this journey than me? So when people come to me and they say, I'm so sorry you're going through this, I'm like, no, don't be sorry for me. As I got this, you just watch me work,
Watch me work. I love it. So tell me how you and Mimi connected. I know you connected through one of her family members, but what did she bring to you that helped you out?
Oh, she showed me so much. I don't even think she realized she showed me with just the brief interactions we had. Because it's one thing when you're going through it and you have a support system, but it's different when someone who's going through it, they know and they can relate to you a lot better, and then the care packages, even though like I'm slowly touching in on like, makeup and stuff like that, but it just gave me options, like you don't have to always walk around looking this one way. You can still jazz yourself up. You can still look good. And especially with her not doing the reconstruction, it's like all I see is beauty. So then it made me say, you know what? Forget these boobies. I want the other one gone. So I've been talking to my plastic surgeon about that. And, they're all for reconstruction, of course. But, Mimi has been a great help as far as like my self-esteem and the images and things like that. And I love her dearly for it.
Oh, I love you too. And don't be trying to make me cry. I be trying to hold it together. Like I'm sitting here like, where's my tissue? Like
don't
she's
cry,
sitting up
don't
here
cry.
trying to start with me right now. Okay.
No, please don't cry, because if you cry, then I'm gonna cry, and then we're gonna be crying together.
Yeah, we all gonna be crying. And this is not a cry part. This is not a cry cast.
And then all of a sudden, braids gonna fall out my head, and we cannot do that. They up here tight, okay? They look like I got an instant facelift from these braids. But going through all of this, like we know that there's a community out here. You have people on here right now that's congratulating you. I have two of the people who were in my support group, somebody who you can connect to. Talanya was my person. So I see Mimi being your person,
That's my
a
person.
person that you can relate to. And then Miss Eugenia just being there and finding the sister network. There's a lot of resources out there.
Yes.
And we have to learn how to tap into them. So many times we don't want to advocate or tap into those resources. You know, I got my house clean for 3 months while I was going through treatment. Yes, I did. And I enjoyed every last bit of it. But a lot of people were like, why do you want people in your house? People don't know. You're so tired.
Yes.
You're so exhausted. And all you're trying to do is make it home and be okay.
Exactly.
And have toddlers running around while you're going through. Like you have that supportive system, you have your fiance, and you have a huge family. And now you have Miss Mimi, who's connected you with so many people, and you're doing PBS.
Yes, that was the biggest shock.
Big time. She's big time now.
That
She's
one.
big time.
Let me find out.
That one really shocked me. I can't even remember how it started. I got asked to do an interview, and it was basically discussing being Black, female, and young, and the hardships of getting a proper diagnosis, not necessarily the care, but because so often when you're under 40, you know, first of all, my mom had breast cancer in her 30s, but I was a kid. So that's not something, you know, like I'm not thinking like, okay, well, my mom had it, so maybe I need to go get screened and do all of this. And like I said, once I found it, and I you know your body.
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong, but I didn't think it was to that extreme. But I went and I said something, and I was, oh, you're okay. You know, it's probably a cyst. Got the ultrasound. They're like, you need a biopsy like right away. Then the biopsy, and then the mammogram, and then to get the diagnosis. And then again, all of this during COVID. So it was like, that was a challenge in itself, you know, going to chemo by yourself, coming home by yourself, staying away from everybody because your chances of catching COVID could kill you. And it's just, you know, it was definitely a lot. But it definitely made me stronger, and it made me appreciate a lot more too. I will tell you that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, Mimi, look at you. You're touching my life.
Look at you, and look at Donna Marie. Like, look at all of us.
And we're all at different stages in this walk, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, Mimi, how many years out are you?
I was diagnosed in 2015. So
Okay.
about 5, yeah.
And I'm 10 years out. And you, Donna Marie, how many years out? You're not, no.
Months.
May of last year, May 26, 2020.
Okay, got it.
Man, and it seemed like the longest year ever.
You know what? It really didn't.
Really?
I know that sounds weird, but like chemo, I've seen what chemo has done to certain people. I've had the nausea, the baldness, but I was still on the go. Like, I mean, Mimi can tell you from my Facebook, I would be sleeping in the car 5 minutes. I'm in Petersburg. I'm trying to get to Florida, but you know, nobody wants to take me to the beach. But I was just everywhere. And I think a lot of it has to do with the kids. Because I always joke and say I love them to death, but they just won't let me be. So I have to keep moving, or if I don't keep moving, then they get restless. And I always say, just because I have cancer and I'm going through the treatments, I can't make them suffer. So I live through them. You know, like I just recently had 10 kids at my house. We had a birthday party yesterday, and we had all our nieces and nephews sleep over last night.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm always busy doing something, you know.
And you still bless, as the Southerners would say, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Oh my goodness, way to go. We need to make sure we continue to give each other our flowers while we are here.
Yes.
And guys, we are going to do this giveaway here soon in a minute. But one of the things I do want to ask you guys, what's something you would tell a young person being diagnosed with cancer? Miss Donna.
Honestly, I would say it is not the end. Because when you hear that word, That's the first thing you think. It's the end. It is not the end.
No.
Take everything in stride. When someone asks you to help, take the help. I would definitely say that one. Don't have too much pride and just pray, and everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Everything. Oh my goodness, your positive spirit is
I love
amazing.
it. I love it.
Mimi, what do we have to look forward with your movement that's going on?
Oh my goodness. I have so many things.
Yeah.
So I'm weird. I don't like to talk too much about stuff. So just know that Linkage Beauty has a lot going on. We have a lot coming up. We have a lot going on. What I will say is the live series will continue. This is not something that's just going to be for Breast Cancer Awareness Month since we've partnered up. It's going to be something that we continue. We're going to have guests on. We're going to bring people on from stage 1 to metastatic, from all walks of life, no matter who you are, where you live. We're going to talk to you about what you're going through. We're going to talk to you about your journeys. So that is what's important for me, like getting the word out there. Like this is what we're
let me
going through.
stop you right quick because I want to go back to that last slide.
Yes.
The one guest that you had on yesterday.
Yes.
I want to talk about her.
Okay. Are you talking about Aja?
Yes.
Yes.
Just real quick, there's some things that we want to work on with her.
Yes.
Because she is flying all the way from Las Vegas, right?
From Las Vegas, Nevada to North Carolina.
And she's getting clinical trials
monthly
at Duke.
Yes.
And she's having to pay for her flights.
Yes.
Back and forth monthly. And she has a 15-year-old who she's taking care of at home.
Yes.
Now, I watched her on your live.
Yes.
And I was so touched and moved by her story.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought about was somebody that I met at Sister Network that is over at Duke right now. But we definitely need to connect with this young lady. Guys, if you are out there and you know of any support in North Carolina at Duke, she is flying monthly. She's stage 4.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes,
And
you
she
are
has a
absolutely
15-year-old,
correct.
and she just has an amazing spirit. And the fact that you are spotlighting all these women here.
Yes.
And I getting on that flight, she said she was trying to find the cheapest flights ever.
Yeah.
Just to make sure she's here for the clinical trial because it's only at Duke.
Yeah.
So guys, make sure get in touch with Chemo Glow or go on Linkage Beauty Movement. We're gonna try to work something out.
I'm working with her behind the scenes right now. Yeah, I'm trying to work with her behind the scenes to see you know, how we can help her, you know, how she can benefit off of how we could do this and how we could get some support. You know, I'm working with her now. So if you have any ideas or ways of support, just shoot me an email at linkagebeautymovement@gmail.com or shoot an email over to chemoglow@gmail.com because we want to see what we could do, you know, and not just for Aja, for everyone who's going through things. If you have an issue that you're facing and you need some sort of support, please shoot me an email because that's what I do. This is what we are here for. I'm not a magic, you know, I can't make magic happen, but I can do something, you know, and I will do everything in my power to find the resources and the tools, you know, for people right now, you know, that are going through, you know, chemo, radiation, or just trying to survive because it's hard. Even after chemo and radiation, it becomes very hard still. So
just trying to survive.
Yes.
Talanya and Eugenia, you know who I need y'all to call, right?
They're listening.
I need, yeah. You know who I need you to call for some support, right? Yeah. And look at Renee. We are looking at God's miracles right here.
Oh, thank you, Renee.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, guys, I think it's almost time for this giveaway. We've had some hashtags in here.
Ooh.
We're going to see who's going to win this lovely basket that is going to be coming straight to you from Linkage Beauty. I can't wait. I can't wait for my basket.
Yes.
So let's see. Who is going to hashtag this?
Hashtag Linkage Beauty, guys.
Yes.
Get your basket.
Thank
Get
you,
your goodie
Eugene.
bag. It's gonna be lots of goodies, lots of things that we all love. You know, just
Donna
something to
Marie,
make us.
have you got one of these packages?
I've had one. Yes.
Yes. So the smell good.
Yes.
Well, no, she got one. She got some early on. She got some a little before I started doing everything with. But now that she's been participating, you know, everyone that's participating in this is getting, you know, a special gift pack. So she will be receiving. She will be receiving. Okay.
Well, I am ready when you are to do the giveaway.
I'm ready. So how are we doing it? How are we doing this? I'm ready.
It's gonna come on up here in a minute. Where it's
up there it is.
Now I know Chemo Glow can't win.
Chemo Glow won.
How Chemo Glow gonna win? She already got something coming.
So,
Look.
who do I have on here? I have Eugenia, I have Renee, and I have Talanya on here. Can I get 3 gifts to be given away?
Yeah, of course.
Packages?
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, I already have Eugenia's actual address.
Right,
So I'm
you
going
guys
to send
send
that away to her. Talanya, yours is coming. And Miss Renee, if you could email either one of us.
I have Renee's information. She's
always.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's fine.
Right?
Yep, she's
We're gonna
good.
send
I
these
just need
out
the other
to
people's
you.
information. So if you could get that to me, I'll get to working on their little gift packs, and that's it.
You're always winning something. Every time. And you're gonna be winning next week when you're on our live on Tuesday the 19th. Guys, I have so much enjoyed
I
this
did too.
time.
I did too.
Is there anything, Miss Donna Marie, you need?
No. Just I always tell everybody, just prayers and love.
Yeah, you are a blessing. I've been on your Instagram. Boy, you got some followers.
I know. You know, it's funny is I just went to Target and somebody walked past me and they said, "Hey, Donna Marie," and I was like, "Hey." And I looked over at my daughter. I said, "Who's that?" And she's like, "I don't know." But when people say Donna Marie or if they say Donna Marie, I know it's Instagram. If you say Donna Marie, because that's my first and middle name, I know it's Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. The information and stories tonight have been so awesome. Guys, continue to join us as I partner up with Linkage Beauty and we talk to more people who are who are thriving through this thing.
Exactly.
And I'm so excited to have you guys on tonight. I want to thank you so much and make sure this is the one. Is this the link that I need to tell her about?
What's that?
Free flights for cancer treatment.
Probably. Yes. Probably.
Yes. When Talanya and way to go. They'll let you know.
Okay.
So
Thank
we
you.
want to make sure that we talk about these free flights, and I'll make sure that you get this link as well.
Please do. Yeah, so I can send it to her, please. Yeah.
The stress of having to think about how to get there.
I can't even imagine. Like, I can't. So that's why I was just like, we got to jump into action because I can't even imagine what that's like, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And we'll make sure that we get her on and we talk to her and hopefully we can do something behind the scenes.
Yeah. We will. With God, anything is possible. So as long as we continue to pray about it, stick together, and, you know, stand firm in what we're trying to do and what the mission is, something will come out of it.
Something will definitely come out of it. So ladies, stay on in the backstage and I'll be right there to chat with you. But to my audience, I want to thank
everybody.
Beauty Movement and Donna Marie. I am so happy and blessed to have you guys in my life where we can meet up and actually do something with this community. So guys, y'all just stay backstage and I can't wait to talk to you in a minute.
Awesome.
All right. Guys, it's so good to be back with Chemo Glow. I am learning that there's so much more out there. Yes, we have these wonderful walks, which I'm going to be a part of coming up here soon in Briar Creek. I'll be there with American Cancer Society making strides against breast cancer. Chemo Glow actually has a team out there. but there's so many people that I'm meeting online right now that are doing things and doing things well. I haven't been really big into social media, but I'm finding out that's where I need to go to make sure that I touch on and touch people that are going through cancer. But this next Saturday coming up, I will be at the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer event on 10/23. Oh my goodness, that's coming up right around the corner. 12 days, I'll be out there packing those bags for the survivors. It is a scaled down event, and we're asking everybody, please wear your mask. And we'll be out there early, early, early. We shorten it so it's a little bit smaller, but it's in the Briar Creek area. They're actually turning it pink. As much as I love that color pink, which you know I do not, I understand the power of pink. So guys, I can't wait to see you next week when again, Eugenia will be on Tuesday at 8:00. But we have a couple of comments that I want to make sure that I hit everybody. Erica, Lee, Matt, thank you for joining us. Talanya, Eugenia, Renee, Raz, all of us. Thank you guys for coming in and showing up for Chemo Glow. I'm looking forward to next week and the following week. And guess what? I'm not gonna show up for 30 days in a row like my girl over here. She doing 30 days. So catch her on Instagram. But I will see you soon. Remember, the glow doesn't define me. I define the glow. Show me your glow. Have a good one, guys.